A Result of a Virtual Love Story by Angelica Rocío Restrepo Figueroa. Once 8 years ago, I was in my computer and I felt sad, alone and bored. I had already done my work. Then I decided to browse on webpage, looking for a partner. So, as Badoo, Latin chat, it was at that moment when I met a somewhat interesting person. He had already asked me to be his friend. Before then, I accepted it. He was telling me that he had been a soldier, but 1 year ago he had an accident in battle in which he was shot in the shoulder and could not move it. I decided to tell him that we should meet in a place that was public, but at a time that in less congested than others, so we were at 7 p.m. in a shopping center that was 3 blocks from my home. I had to think about my safety upon arriving at the place. He had not arrived. I thought he was not going to arrive. Then I received his call in which he told me that he was behind me. We greet each other normally. I think he was more nervous than me. His hands twisted him when we shook hands when greeting each other. He was more shy than me. That day we talked a lot for 2 hours, and he finally told me his truth. He had stepped on an anti-people mine into the Maida. He lost his leg to the knee. When he told me that, I was surprised, but I accepted it naturally. For several days we wrote for the chat. We called each other. We started dating more often. Really, we were already dating, so he would not have asked me. My parents still didn't know that I was going out with someone, but when we turned 2 months old, I decided to tell them. After 6 months, I found out it was pregnant. I started to worry. I cried every night. I thought that my parents were going to kick me out of the house. So I told my boyfriend, and he told me that there was no problem, that he was going to take charge. I was going to face and together we would tell them to my parents. He took care of me, loved me, spoiled me. He took me cravings that I had. Months later, I knew that I had right to some things, which in my state made me more disappointed. And from there, when I saw it, I felt nauseous and annoyed. In the course of the days, he began to feel bad about my displacements, because there was no longer any love on my part for him. We began to discuss more often. But the most anticipated day of our lives arrived. On October 8, 2011, a very beautiful Saturday, a day when I woke up with very long cravings. I had spent 8 hours enduring contractions, from the mildest to the strongest, but I only went to the hospital until 9 p.m. The doctors worked, examined me, and in a short time had already taken me to the delivery room. And that wonderful moment came from my mother. that moment when not all women can give birth to a baby as calmly and quickly as I am. Finally, I saw my precious doll. She had more hair than me. Her nails were longer than mine, and even her face was straightened. It was the happiest day of my life. Being a mother is the most beautiful thing that God has given us because we are strong, because it is not only the moment, but thoughts that I have lived during 8 years of their life, with sleepless nights, days without resting, days when my daughter was ill, her closing presentation in the garden, her presentation from the theater academy. I have always been tears of happiness. For 8 years, I have been a single mother, warrior, worker, with the support of my daughter's father, always together, but always thinking about the well-being of our daughter.
The end.
The end.
The end.